You are alive. That sounds obvious until you actually think about it. Before you were born, there was endless time. After you die, there will be endless time again. And somehow, you got dropped into this tiny little window called life and told to exist. That should wake you up a little, because most people don't really think about it. They wake up, scroll, eat, go somewhere they don't even want to be, come home, waste more time, sleep, then repeat the exact same cycle tomorrow. And once in a while, usually late at night when everything gets quiet, the question shows up. What's the point of all this? What's the meaning of life? Why am I even here? And people act like this is some weird, deep question when honestly, it's one of the most human questions possible. Everybody asks it eventually. Some people just distract themselves fast enough to avoid hearing the answer. Because if you never answer that question, even imperfectly, life starts feeling empty. You can have money and still feel lost. You can look successful and still feel disconnected from yourself. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone inside your own mind. That's because a life without meaning becomes hollow. You're moving, but you don't know what you're moving toward. And honestly, that's sad. The internet makes it worse too. You open your phone and suddenly everybody has a different answer. One person says life is about money. Another says it's about happiness. Another says family. Another says God. Another says there is no meaning at all. And after 10 minutes of scrolling, you close the app even more confused than before. There is no single sentence that magically explains life for every human being. That's not how this works. But I do think there are better answers and worse answers. Because most people search for meaning in things that are way too small to carry the weight of a human soul. Looks, attention, validation, money, status, pleasure. For a while, those things feel exciting. But eventually, the excitement fades and the emptiness comes back. Because a target is not the same thing as a purpose. Money can be a target. A career can be a target. A physique can be a target. Success can be a target. But purpose? Purpose is deeper. Purpose is the thing that shapes the way you live. That's why some rich people still feel miserable. That's why some famous people still feel empty. Because achievement alone cannot answer the deepest questions of existence. The older philosophers understood this better than most people today. Aristotle believed the goal wasn't endless pleasure. It was becoming the best version of yourself through character, discipline, and right action. Not just feeling good, but becoming good. Viktor Frankl took it even further. After surviving unimaginable suffering, he said something powerful. Human beings can survive almost anything if they have meaning. That changes the question completely. Instead of asking, what does life owe me? You start asking, what is life asking from me? That's a more mature question, a stronger question, and honestly, a more useful one. Because meaning is not something you just think about. It's something you live. You build it through responsibility, through struggle, through love, through sacrifice, through becoming someone you can actually respect. And yes, part of life really is confusing, sometimes unfair, sometimes painful, sometimes completely absurd. But confusion does not mean your life is meaningless. Sometimes confusion is proof that you're awake enough to realize there's more to existence than comfort and distraction. And this matters more than people think, because a person without meaning becomes easy to distract, easy to manipulate, easy to depress, easy to control. Without a purpose, anything can pull you around. A trend, a relationship, a bad month, a random opinion online. You drift because there's no center inside you. That's what meaning gives you, a center. Not a perfect life, a center. And personally, I don't think we're here by accident. I think every person has something they're supposed to grow into. A calling, a responsibility, something bigger than just chasing temporary pleasure until death arrives. Even if you're not religious, there's still truth in that idea. Because the second your entire existence becomes feel good, get attention, escape discomfort, your world becomes tiny. Real meaning usually costs something. It demands growth, sacrifice, discipline. It asks more from you than your ego originally wanted to give. That's how you know it's real. And most people fail at this question because they rush it. They want to know at 16 exactly what their entire life means. That's impossible. Meaning reveals itself slowly, through experience, through mistakes, through heartbreak, through failure, through realizing your first answer was too small. That's normal. Life refines the question over time. So here's the best answer I can give you. The meaning of life is not a sentence you memorize. It's something you grow into. You find it by paying attention to what feels deeply right. Not easy, not comfortable. Right. The kind of work that exhausts you, but still feels worth doing. The kind of responsibility that scares you, but feels like yours to carry. The kind of life that makes you feel aligned instead of empty. That's where meaning leaves clues. So don't panic if you don't fully understand your purpose yet. Most people don't. Just don't run away from the question. Let life shape you. Let struggle teach you. Let your conscience speak. Keep moving forward until your purpose stops being an idea and starts becoming the way you actually live.